In this section, we'll take a look at how to use onePropZint, which is a function in the calculator which will come up with a confidence interval for a proportion. Now, the function itself actually shows up kind of as a menu, which is nice. You'll find it by pressing the Stat button and sliding all the way over to the Tests submenu. And then just scroll down. You'll go past all the ones that have test at the end of the function name until you start getting to ones that have interval. Alright, so we want onePropZint. That's the one we're looking for. When you call that up, there's not much that it requires, but it needs three key pieces of information. So it needs x, which is the number of items out of your sample that favor your event, n, which is the sample size and should always be bigger than x, and c level, which is the level of confidence that you wish to use. So as an example, let's create a confidence interval for this example problem. A sample of 385 online consumers was surveyed, and of those, 296 indicated that they never purchase an item online with fewer than a 4-star rating out of 5 stars. Find the 95% confidence interval for the population proportion of online consumers who never purchase an item rated with fewer than 4 stars. Okay, so the level of confidence is generally just straight given to you very easily. In this case, it's 95%, but make sure you type it in as a decimal and use 0.95. X and N are also given to us pretty directly here. N is the number of items in our sample. So in this case, in all cases, that will be bigger than X. But certainly in this case, that's going to be 385. And then the number of items that favor our event. So the event we're interested in is people who never purchase an item with fewer than 4 stars. So out of this 385, there are 296 of those individuals. Now, a couple of things to note is that the calculator will balk at you if n is smaller than x, or if x or n are provided as decimal values. So make sure these are integers. And then all you need to do is press calculate, and it will do the heavy lifting for you and come up with the endpoints of your confidence interval, which in this case are 0.727 and 0.811 to 3 decimal places. And that would be the answer you would provide. One thing I'd like to mention, though, before I conclude this video, is sometimes you might run into a problem where you're given the percent of people who indicate they never purchase an item online, for instance. So they might say like 78% do not purchase an item online with fewer than 4 stars. Now, to do something like that, you could literally take 78%, so 0.78 times 385, and use that value in your calculation. But take care to know that the calculator is going to not care for the use of this decimal here. You'll see an error when you try to calculate. It says domain. That just means usually there's some sort of input error on one of your variables. And so all we need to do is just round that to the nearest integer, and that will fix the problem. So we'll make that 300 instead, and then we're all set.